Well guys, we're not quite 100% around these parts. I don't know if you've tuned into any of the update videos on my social media pages, but I've got a long way to go. But I think I've got things in reasonable enough order to at least do a few voiceover videos for you. So this week I thought I would share 5 of my favorite video games that are based on cartoons. Alright, the first one is not a cartoon in the most traditional sense, being that it was not a cartoon series that was on television, but in the early 2000s, many of us that fall in a certain generation / age bracket probably watched the Homestar Runner web-based cartoon series. And if you were anything like me, you were madly in love with Strong Bad because Strong Bad is the awesome. So the first game I want to mention is Strong Bad's Cool Game for Attractive People. It's a Telltale game, so it's a point-and-click adventure game where you basically play through a story. It comes in 5 episodes, and it's great. You get to be Strong Bad. What is not to love about that? There were several moments that were genuinely funny to me, and I've really only played through the first 1.5 episodes, but I'm fairly positive it's only going to get better. So I definitely recommend it. It's a lot of fun, and if you loved Homestar, and you probably did, you should definitely play it. Alright, back in the 90s, something strange happened. It was like all of a sudden the Tasmanian Devil became a big deal, probably because of the success of the television series Tasmania. With that came a lot of merchandising deals, and among those merchandising deals was a game called Taz in Escape from Mars. Now, there were several Taz-based games, but I remember Taz in Escape from Mars probably the most fondly. A buddy of mine that lived in my neighborhood had the game, and we played it quite a bit. It's a silly game. You get to be the Tasmanian Devil. You spin up walls and around walls and through walls. You eat everything you stop over. It's a lot of fun. You get to moving really fast when you're playing this game, so you've got to really be careful. It's real easy to spin up and run right over power-ups or health bonuses. With that, it was a great game, and it was honestly one of my favorite on the Sega Genesis. Alright, this next one I'm going to mention, some people might not even know the cartoon series, honestly. It's one of those that came out and just kind of vanished. There was really never, honestly, any resolution to the storyline, but the show was Pirates of Dark Water. Anyway, the show takes place on an alien planet called Myrrh that's basically covered in water, and there's packets of this dark water, which is some kind of evil substance, basically pollution, let's be honest here, that's basically taken over the planet, and the only way to stop it is by finding the 13 treasures of rule. And basically a young prince named Ren is working his way around the globe trying to save the planet. Let's just leave it at that. At any rate, along with that came, once again, merchandising stuff. I remember there being a lot of toys, but of course, in the 90s, there was also going to be a video game, and this is an excellent video game, actually. It's a side-scrolling beat-em-up in the vein of like a Final Fight or a Streets of Rage, and it's a lot of fun. If you like beat-em-ups, you'll like this game because it's simple. And you really don't even have to know anything about the show or anything like that to enjoy it. You can just mash buttons and kill bad guys. And from that standpoint, it's great because you don't need the back knowledge. You don't need to know anything about it. You can just enjoy it for what it is. That being said, if you have the ability to or any kind of access to the show, you should watch it. I actually watched quite a bit of it as a kid. Maybe we should all get together and go back and watch it with each other, right? Give me a call. Next up, this is one that I'm sure a lot of people would put on their lists, but it's DuckTales. Now, I'm going to mention both games, the original DuckTales on the Nintendo Entertainment System. That game was great. I actually did a Let's Play of it a while back. Gosh, it's been a couple years now. I played through the whole game. It was a lot of fun. I really did enjoy it. It came highly recommended by many of my friends, especially Michael B. the Game Genie. It was a lot of fun. And then it was re-released and updated. That version is awesome as well. Now, it's slightly different from the original, but it's still good. It looks fantastic, and it plays, I think, just as well. I don't even think you can mention cartoon-based video games without mentioning DuckTales. Now, this is the last one on my list. I wouldn't necessarily say it's the best one on the list. I usually do these without a specific order in mind, but the Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa. I'm not going to go too deep into the plot of the cartoon here, but let's just say there was a mutation of some kind. It was a common theme back then. You know, people mutated into animal heroes all the time. I can't think of anything in particular that also happened too. Anyway, but the Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa is it's another side-scrolling beat-em-up game. It's very much in the same vein of like Sunset Riders. You have the potential of up to 4-player action in this arcade beat-em-up. The art in this is awesome. It's true to the cartoon. The gameplay is solid. There's even some variation in gameplay style, and that's always a good thing. It's definitely one of those games that you see the glory days of Konami shining through, back when they basically owned the beat-em-up arcade game. It is by far one of my favorite games that is associated with a cartoon series of some kind, and I couldn't help but mention it on this list. If you like this video, please make sure to check out some of my others, and to make sure that you stay on top of things, please check me out on all the various social media outlets, and of course subscribe. That way you're always up to date on new videos on the channel. Thanks for watching.